Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well and I hope that you have a magnificent day. I'm here to do an intuitive card reading to see what insights, guidance, and messages the universe wants to share with us at this time, especially in regards to allowing yourself to be, allowing yourself to feel, allowing yourself to embrace humanity and all the emotions that come with it. Allowing yourself to create space and to sit with yourself, to not judge yourself, to simply allow yourself to experience whatever you're experiencing in this moment and not judging yourself harshly for it. Just making space, allowing yourself to sit and be with yourself, to bear witness and help, work yourself through whatever you're going through. So let's take a look at the cards and see what other guidance the universe has for us. We have I am presence. Expand your stellar gateway. I am that I am. And this very much feels like embracing your authenticity and your human experience in every facet, in every way that it shows up. Allowing yourself to rest if you need rest, allowing yourself to explore if you need to explore, allowing yourself to feel whatever it is that's coming up. Like today, for me personally, I was having some intense emotions earlier this afternoon, and it just felt, I guess, like the best way to put it is empty and lack and disconnected, and it was mainly in the form of yearning and eagerness for a family, for children, for a loving partner, for a loving, supportive family and friend group. Like, for as long as I can remember, I have wanted to have children. Like, even as a little kid, like, my mom was like, oh yeah, whenever I was going to have a baby, you were excited for it. All your siblings hated them and wanted me to get rid of them. And so it's like, yeah, I am very much a nurturer. I'm a carer. I'm a giver. I'm a lover. I just want to help other people. I want them to heal. I want them to be happy. I want them to be healthy. And I just really, like, I crave a family, like a genuine family that is my own, that isn't dealing with all the toxic nonsense and stubbornness and unconscious behaviors that my family does. Not to say that they can't heal and learn and grow and improve, but they are choosing to go through the same cycles time and time again, and it's just very draining and disheartening because I want those genuine connections, and I keep putting myself out there, and then it comes back to bite me because I give and I give and I give, and I try to uplift other people, and it's not reciprocated. And so just like today, the emotions were intense, and I just was like, I want that family. I want the children. Like, I've been wanting this for as long as I can remember. And it's not that I necessarily think that it won't happen. It's not that I don't trust. It's not that I resent other people that have it, because like that's something, a part of the human experience that we can get tripped up on. It's like, if someone else has what you want, you can resent them because it's in your head. You can twist. It's like, well, since they have it, that means they took it away from me. I can't have it because they have it. And I don't think that at all. Like, I know my best friend, she's gonna have another baby on the way, which will give her 3 children. I'm excited for her, but at the same time, like, part of me is just like, I want that too. And it's not like I resent her for it, but it's like part of me is just like, when is it my turn? And I was just like very much in that human experience today. And a lot of times in the spiritual community, we can have that toxic positivity where we'll just like slap a thing on and be like, good vibes only. Don't think about that. Don't think about that. No, 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 no. You got to focus on, love and positivity and gratitude and all these things. And it's not like you shouldn't have focus on that. But when you're like, isn't it spiritual sidestepping? Like when you're sidestepping how you're truly feeling and what's coming up for you. When you are in denial and you are sweeping things under the rug and trying to avoid them and you're running away from yourself, that's not doing you any good. And so I just literally sat with myself and I made space, and it's like, okay, how are you feeling? And it was just like this intense longing that was like bittersweet, and it's just like, Not that it can't happen for me, and I do believe that it will, but it's just, it can be hard when you keep trying and trying and trying, and it's been years and years and years and years, and like everything just like falls apart. And people just backstab you and betray you and smear campaigns and all that. And so I had to sit with that, and that was very much the energy I was in earlier today. And it, like, honestly made me want to cry. But at the same time, it wasn't strong enough to actually have me cry. But I just sat with that feeling. It's like, okay, I see you, I hear you. It's valid to feel that way. It's valid to feel that way. And I worked my way through it, and I'm doing better right now. It could very well come up again because, like, that's one thing that I've always wanted in my life is those deep, meaningful, genuine connections. And it feels like I've been denied that and rejected that time and time again. So, it's just sometimes with this expansion, though, things like that is going to come up because whether it's like gotten caught in our subconscious or we've sidestepped it and buried it and swept it on the rug so much that like we didn't realize it was still there. And it's sort of like a spring cleaning of sorts. Like you have been, doing the work, doing the inner work, the shadow work, the healing work, you're internally going through things and processing. And it's like you're doing spring cleaning and you're cleaning up your house and you're getting all the cobwebs. And then you can stumble upon these boxes that you had hidden away and they got buried by other stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, this was here, And so sometimes with the growth and the expansion and the healing, this kind of stuff will come up, but that doesn't mean you're failing, And so not to judge yourself when you feel this is going to be very, very important. Just make space and allow yourself to be human, because the human journey is a roller coaster, and it's not all, sunshine and rainbows in terms of emotions. There's going to be the flip side as well. There are going to be the storms, and that's okay. You are enough. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be good vibes only and only happy all the time. You're allowed to be whoever you are in whatever fashion that is. You're allowed to be authentic and real and genuine, You are, and that's enough. You are consciousness, and you are allowed to feel and go through whatever it is that's coming up for you. Yeah. The freedom of truth. Communicate honestly. Be who you truly are. And that's also being authentic and real and open and honest and vulnerable with your emotions. It is. And it's like, use your discernment with who you're doing with, because I have, because in my pure, innocent naivete a lot of times, and like just like seeing the potential and the good little sparks in people, I end up trusting people that it ends up going south. And so, use your discernment, but you want to speak and communicate honestly with people. And not everyone, like, you shouldn't trust everyone with your heart. Not that you should be fake around other people, but it's like the amount of vulnerability and like that kind of thing that you share with people. Use your discernment with that. Because it's like, I know that I can be open and vulnerable and authentic with my best friend since 6th grade. But she's like the only one, honestly. Like, I thought I could be real with so many people, and they just end up using it against me. Even longtime friends. It's something, but the truth will set you free. So also be truthful with yourself. Because a lot of people that I've come across lately, and like whether it's like personal interactions or just my observations, there's been a lot of denial and delusion in being deceptive with yourself. Like, you're not telling yourself the truth, you're telling yourself a lie. And sometimes that's like a self-preservation method, like you're coping, you're trying to protect yourself, but you need to be true with yourself, because you can't fix things if you're living a lie. If you're running away from yourself, if you're running away from the situation. And the truth can hurt sometimes. Like, It was not fun sitting with my true feelings today. Like, it was deep and intense, and I felt kind of lonely. I'm not gonna lie. Like, part of it that came up was not like a genuine belief, but like kind of a question like, am I not good enough? Is something wrong with me? Am I doing something wrong? Like, am I not deserving? Is that why other people have like those life partners and children? Like, that kind of thing. Like, that came up. And it's not like I genuinely believe, like, oh, I'm broken and all these things. I I have undergone damage and scars from other people and life experiences. I won't, claim otherwise, but I am the most healed I've ever been. I have the most clarity and strength and, all of that I've ever had. And so it's just like, sometimes you just gotta sit with yourself, though, and just sit with the truth. And it can be uncomfortable, but it's gonna set you free. Because I just look at the people around and like they're living a lie, they're deceiving and deluding themselves, and they're in denial, and then they start projecting that on other people. Like, this one person, back before we found out my ex was a narcissist, she was going on and on and on about how she like had some like things that she was wondering about, but she didn't say anything to me because she realized when she was all caught up on this one guy that she wouldn't have listened to anything that anyone else said, so she just didn't even bother. And it's like, well, you didn't even try. You assumed. You projected yourself onto me. I'm pretty open-minded. That doesn't mean I would take whatever you say as fact and like go with it and make the same decisions you would, but it's like, I am open. I will process information. But it turns out that she tried to claim she was over that guy, but like it's a whole denial delusion thing with what my best friend was telling me, and I feel for her because she's going through the thick of it, and she just needs to accept the truth. But she's deceiving and deluding herself, and it's just getting very convoluted and thorny and just entangled. We need to set ourselves free. We need to set ourselves free and just allow ourselves to be in the truth and the realness and the authenticity. Soul satisfaction. Honor your uniqueness. Do what makes you feel good. And I will say this. In the moment, it didn't feel good to sit with myself and to feel and to process everything that was coming up earlier today. But overall, I feel a lot better. I feel lighter, like, because think about it. Do you like it when people ignore you? When they try to shut you up and just like ignore you and run away and be like, la la la, la, not listening. Just be positive. Just be happy. You don't mean that. La la la. It's like, you don't feel good when that happens. And so why do that to yourself? Because that's what we essentially end up doing to ourselves all the time. We don't give ourselves the time of day. We don't sit with ourselves. We don't allow ourselves to be with ourselves, to be open and listening and just see ourselves for where we're at. And it's really sad, but I think a lot of us are getting better at it. And I think part of the reason why we struggle with this so much is because we haven't had anyone role model it for us and show us how to do it. Because I know with my family, it's very dense energetically speaking. There's a lot of unconsciousness. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of sweeping things under the rug, ignoring them, sidestepping them, lashing out and projecting. If anyone tries to address it, it's like, no, it stays in the dark. You do not shine a light on it, like that kind of thing. So it can be strong, like it can be intense trying to figure this out. But in the end, it's going to satisfy your soul because you are being real. You're allowing yourself to be authentic and who you really are and feel whatever it is coming up in your human journey. And you're honoring your uniqueness. You're honoring your unique path and feelings and experiences. You're not running away from them. You're not in denial. You're not trying to, sweep it on the rug and be like, no, it's not there. But then later, I ended up doing creative projects and hanging out with my cat Suki before I came back over here to check on my aunt's dog and tend to him again. And so it's really helpful to just do things so like we can go down deep and to sit with ourselves in the darkness and the shadows and the hurts and the intense emotions, but we can also, lift ourselves back up after, we've gone through the metaphorical storm and, enjoy good things in life again, because life's too short to take it so seriously and be miserable all the time, Yeah. Create your vision. Do what makes your heart sing. You are being nudged forward. And this is being nudged forward to be with yourself and to be authentic and real and honest. To walk your true path with whatever comes up. Not judging yourself, not trying to, put on that mask and pretend like everything's okay. Because it's going to be through authenticity that everything starts coming in alignment, everything starts falling into place, because the universe rewards authenticity. And sometimes it may not feel like it. Like when I was being authentic and real and open and honest and vulnerable with a toxic group of the narcissist, it may not feel like it because, they start lashing out at you and, pushing you out and, making you an outcast and just slandering you and attacking you and all these things. But it's just showing you that that's not where you're meant to be. It can be painful. It can suck like profusely. But looking back in hindsight, I realized that I couldn't have my true dream vision, my heart is and soul is truly after with that group. Our energies did not align. They did not resonate. They did not mesh. They were able to pretend to, be on quote unquote my level, but those appearances, that charade, that masquerade, it could only last so long. And then the cracks started showing up, then it all came out, all the darkness that was hidden came to light. So just be authentic and real. Don't get so caught up in what other people think. Don't get so caught up in your inner critic. Do what resonates and helps you feel alive, that lights you up inside. Because you deserve it. You really do. We have Badger Spirit. Look deeper. There are secrets and hidden treasures for you to discover beneath the surface. And that's the thing. So many people in modern society stay at surface level. They're very superficial. And there's nothing wrong with having some superficiality, liking nice things, wanting things to be peaceful and polite and respectful and all that. But like with my family, for instance, there's a lot of pretending when we go out and about, and like they try to act like we're all buddy and everything's like healthy and happy and it's a loving, thriving family that's all connected and all that. And it's like, but it's so disconnected, and they're always sweeping things under the rug and being like, you can't talk about that. Like when I've tried to like point out about things with my brother and how he's on this really destructive path and he's going to be hurting himself and everyone around him, and that we should do something, like instead of just enabling him and like letting him do all this destructive, harmful things to himself, they'd be like, you can't tell him that. That'll hurt his feelings. No. Don't say anything because he needs to feel like he has a home. You can't say that because that'll ruin things. You're causing problems. Stop doing that. It's like, if we're always staying at surface level, we're never going to get to the root of things. Like with some problems like that, like there's the root cause of it, and people just like slap on band-aids and address the symptoms, but they don't get to the root cause of things. And so it's like, we need to look deeper. And like with me, like part of like the whole thing with why I was feeling like the lack and the emptiness and the disconnection and all that is because like I look at like what society says you're supposed to do by now, and by my age, like society says you're supposed to be married. Although there are plenty of people nowadays who are just like, no, I'm going to be a single cat lady and I'm going to be a girl boss and all these things. And all the power to them if that's what they want. But like, they'll be like, oh yeah, early 20s, because I'll look at my mom and she had me when she was 24. And it's just like, it feels like I'm quote unquote running out of time. And so like, it was a societal thing. And so I had to like really unpack that. And also just like the childhood wounds and like how my family is set up and the dysfunction is like, it's because I've never really felt like I had roots. I never really felt connected and safe and like I had a secure, stable home. Like, that's part of the reason why I don't feel drawn or connected to any place on this planet. It's just like, I've never truly had a home. I had like a quote unquote home in terms of a house where I resided, but it never truly felt like a home. And so like, I had to do a lot of unpacking and processing, and it got messy. But I think that's part of the reason why I am yearning for it so bad. It's like, because I'm like, I know that we're meant to have good things in life, that it's not always supposed to be so hard and so disconnected and cold and cruel and hurtful. But then it's like I keep turning around and I keep giving all this love and kindness and respect and trying to have peace and gentleness and compassion and empathy and all these things. And it's just like, it's not reciprocated. So it's just like, sometimes it makes you wonder, it's like, should I just go and be like everybody else? But it's like, I also know that I would never make it that way. I'd never make it that way. And so as challenging as it is, I gotta keep showing up as myself, Gotta keep going deeper and getting to the heart of the matter, because it gives you perspective. Dragonfly spirit. Be flexible and willing to change direction if needed to get a broader view of things. Yeah, because I had to look at things through a lot of different lenses today and try to like, not necessarily that why is always important, but just like sitting with my feelings, allowing it to be, but also be like, okay, why do you think you might feel that way? What might be causing that? What might be, leading your thoughts and feelings to go a certain route? What beliefs might be attached to that and all that? And it is disheartening and sad and disappointing. And because honestly, I felt like my life would be going a different direction by now. And that's not to necessarily say that it's the worst life ever or anything like that. But I'm like, I just remember as a kid all the times like, I'm going to get out of here. And like, there were so many times where I genuinely was trying to come up and be like, okay, I'm going to run away. And I would mentally go through and be like, okay, I'm going to put things in my suitcase. I'm going to leave. And then what always stopped me was just like, the realization is like, and then what? Where do I go? There's nowhere to go. Like, if I go and hide out at the park, I'm like, that's not really protected from the elements. Even if I had a way on the playground, it's like, there's not going to be heat or air conditioning for when, the weather gets extreme in temperature. I'm not going to have access to food. I'm not going to have access to, like, a shower. And so it's just, like, it's been a lot on this human journey. And I just, like, notice how so many things connect with all these relationships that I've had and the lack of stability and support and warmth and love and respect and all of that. It's been a lot, man. It's been a lot. Yeah, snail spirit. Patient. Slow down and take care of yourself and know that it will arrive in perfect divine timing. Yeah, that's one thing that the messaging was coming through with when I was sitting with my emotions. The universe was sending me messages and the divine was letting me know, it's like, hey, don't feel like you ever like had wasted efforts, like, regretting being so giving and loving and caring and nurturing and putting all this into other people because, well, they may not have reciprocated and given it back. The energy you put out always comes back to you. So in the end, it will be returned to you. And it just feels like we're on this precipice point where givers, nurturers, those that are always pouring into other people and, taking care of them, they're going to start getting that in return. And so the universe wants you to have patience because it is coming, even if it doesn't feel like it. Even if it doesn't feel like it intense earlier today, guys. Like, it just had me thinking about how my narcissistic ex did all this future faking, and so like I really got my hopes and my heart and my soul set on this and like had this whole future, and then it just was ripped away and shattered, and all this nastiness that he was doing. He started these horrible smear campaigns about me and got all these people to believe it. Got like most of our friend group to just ditch me and be like, she's horrible. And it's like, it just feels like everything blows up in my face sometimes when I just try these things. And so it can be hard trusting sometimes, you know? But I do believe that the universe has my back. I do not have all the answers. I do not know how it's all going to play out. And that can be challenging. But I've been working on taking care of myself and allowing myself to have space. And so the universe wants you to do that as well, you know? Because it's all coming together, whether we realize it or not. Salamander spirit, bright flame. Even in the darkest time, you have the power to light your inner fire and shine brightly. And that's the thing. So many of us, I feel like we are the light in the dark. Even if we're just like a candle flame, like we can illuminate the darkness and bring light and warmth and love to this world. This society feels so cold and disconnected, and like people just act like that's normal and healthy and right. And it's like, no, it's not. And it kind of felt pretty dark today, this afternoon, not gonna lie. But I was able to work through it, and I'm feeling a lot lighter now, and I know that I can shine brightly, and I will attract the right people into my life to have those genuine, deep connections, whether that be friendships, coworkers, romantic partners, found family, whatever it is. I know I will. Just gotta have patience, you know? Faith. May trust steady your fears, and that's a big thing that the universe is wanting us to do, to have faith, to trust, and to have patience. Because fear, the false evidence appearing real, it can feel crushing, it can be so convincing, but the universe wants us to keep staying the course, to keep taking steps forward little by little, and knowing that we will reach the other side, we will make it through the storm will pass, better days are coming. So keep the hope alive, keep believing. Journey. May you seek adventure. And yeah, the universe wants you to enjoy life again. Wants you to enjoy life again, not to get so caught up in all the darkness and limiting beliefs and negative narratives and feelings of lack and all of that. Like, feel what you need to feel, process it, make space for it, allow yourself to be human, but also do what you enjoy in life. That's why the universe is saying, hey, have soul satisfaction. You know, do what makes you feel good. You are, being nudged forward to do what makes your heart sing, to go on this journey, to have adventure, to have excitement and exploration and curiosity and discovery. It's time to take the step, to take that leap of faith, you know? And yeah, we still need to take time to reflect. May you discern and distill. And that's why the universe wants you to, look deeper. To not always, be running around from thing to thing to thing, not giving yourself time to breathe, to process, to, get connected and tuned in with yourself. Because so many of us are disconnected from even ourselves. We don't know how we're truly feeling. We don't make space to sit with ourselves, to process, to journal, to reflect, to meditate, to go to therapy, whatever it is we need to do. And so, we're missing out on those deeper perspectives, on that clarity, because we're not taking the time for introspection, for self-awareness, for reflection. And the universe is saying it's really, really important to do that now, because it's going to lead us to the truth, and it's going to set us free. And yeah, it's going to lead to more ease. May it be effortless. And that's not to say that things won't ever be hard, and that things will always go your way. But when you can connect in with your true self, be authentic and real and genuine, feeling whatever it is you need to feel, processing whatever it is you need to process, having that reflection, being real and honest, and just showing up as your true self, it's going to get a whole lot easier. You don't have to remember which mask to put on. You don't have to pretend. You can just be as you are. And not everyone's going to like it. You can't be everyone's cup of tea. You can't please everybody. There are going to be some people who it seems like they won't be happy no matter what is done. So focus on being yourself and allowing yourself to be human and real. Because it's going to make it a whole lot easier. Swan spirit, time for a deep dive. Yeah. The universe wants you to dive into the depths of your soul, to the depths of your heart, and the depths of what it is you truly feel and who you truly are. It doesn't want you to be on the surface level anymore. It wants you to make time for that reflection, to gain that perspective and clarity, to see what it is that truly lights you up inside, that truly brings you soul satisfaction. Not doing all these, unconscious habits and cycles and patterns that you think are, satisfying you and making you happy, but they're just coping mechanisms, Wants you to get to the heart of the matter. Yeah, and it wants you to know, Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. That's why the universe is saying have patience. Know that there's divine timing and it's going to work out for you. It can be easier said than done sometimes, especially when you're in those intense emotions like I was, but the universe is abundant and the universe is loving and it will provide for you. So trust it. Have faith. It's going to work out for you. And yeah, Peacock Spirit, let it shine. Let your true colors shine. Let your heart sing the song that is truly in your heart and soul. Be who you truly are. Be real. Set yourself free with the truth and being genuine and authentic. Be who you truly are. Because people more and more nowadays are craving authenticity. They're tired of the fake. They're tired of the copies and the clones and the cookie cutters and, all this charades. They want the genuine. They want the real. They want the authentic. So let yourself shine. There's a reason you're here. So shine and be who you truly are. Yeah. I don't dance around the perimeter of the person I want to be. I step in fully and completely. The universe wants you to shine in all of your authentic glory. Not dancing around, I might just take this little smidge of it and I'll be this part today. No. Fully and completely. All of your humanity. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, all of it. Because you are the work in progress and the masterpiece at the same time. Yes, you may have wounds and scars and traumas and, that shadow side that you just you can want to run away from. But there's beauty in being human. Because speaking from my own experiences, the contrast from all the past hurts and how the people have let me down and betrayed me and done all this nastiness and stuff, it makes me appreciate the good all the more. It makes me appreciate my best friend all the more because she's a real one. She's genuine. She has my back. Yeah, she's busy because she has 2 kids and another one on the way, but she still will show up for me. She'll still reach out. Yes, she gets caught up in life because, being a mom of 2 and almost 3, it's a lot to deal with. But it's just it makes me appreciate her all the more. And I was telling her last week when I met up with her, I was just I just want people to be more like you. Not that they have to be like her in personality, but she's real. She'll listen. She'll show up. She'll make space. She won't judge. She's just authentic and real and loving and caring and supportive and an uplifter. And it's just I want more of that. And she's well, that makes me feel really good. No one tells me that. And I'm well, it's true. And that's the thing. She is very much authentic and real. She can be blunt with what she tells you, but it's because she's authentic and real. She's not going to skirt around it. She's not going to, go and try to be heartless about it, but she's going to say it how it is. And that's what the universe wants for you too. Not that you have to be someone else, but speak your truth. Be real, be authentic. Don't dance around who you truly are. Show up as yourself. Show up as yourself. And yeah, I show up for myself and the world. Show up for yourself. Fill up your cup. Make yourself a priority. Do things that bring you joy, that bring you peace, that make life worth living. Show up for yourself and make space for yourself. Allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to process, allow yourself to be. Be authentic because you're worth it. You are worth it. Keep showing up for yourself every single day. We have archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up. And it's because you're being real. It's because you're making space for yourself. You're allowing yourself to be seen and heard. You're not running away from yourself anymore. You're allowing yourself to be. You're allowing yourself to be human. And you're not judging yourself or shaming yourself or guilt tripping yourself. You're not doing that anymore. You're having space and you're having love and compassion for yourself. And it's going to open up so many doors for you. You're allowing yourself to be. You are the I am presence. Mountain Road. You're on the road to success. And yeah, if you look at this card, it's long and it's winding and you have to go up cliffs and it weaves, but you're on the road to success. Even if it's taking longer than you thought. The universe wants you to have patience, to have faith, to trust, because it's going to provide for you. You're on a journey, so have an adventure. Enjoy the ride, Enjoy the ride. Have some soul satisfaction. The universe is sending you good fortune, Beetle. It's blessing you. It's working magic and miracles on your behalf. So get excited. Have soul satisfaction, It's going to work out for you. Create your vision. Because the sun is shining down on you and the universe is sending all this warmth and love and blessings for you. It's allowing you to have this happiness and well-being, but it's also because you're choosing it. You're showing up for yourself. You're not, bottling up your emotions, sweeping them under the rug, sidestepping them, just saying, nope, can't do that. You're making space for yourself so you can have that true health, happiness and well-being. You're connected with yourself. Yeah, the universe really wants you to know about how you're bringing in so much more happiness. Flowers. You're in bloom. You are in bloom. And the messaging coming in with this card is that, a lot of times you could be handed this really lousy hand of, be dealt a lousy hand of cards. And people could be metaphorically throwing poo at you with their actions, all that. But the universe is turning that into fertilizer for you to help you grow stronger and to bloom even more brilliantly than before. That's why the universe is saying, hey, shine brighter. Go deeper. Let it shine. Show up for yourself and step fully and completely into who you are, because you're going to have that happiness. You're going to bloom. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be so worthwhile. And yeah, all of this new perspective, all of this processing, all of this feeling, allowing, just loving yourself, showing up for yourself, is going to lead to a money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. And that's part of the universe saying, hey, I'm going to provide for you. I'm abundant. I have your back. I love you so dearly, my divine child. I got you. I will work magic and miracles on your behalf. I will send you blessings. I will send you good fortune. I will send you well-being and happiness. You got this. Keep being authentic. Keep being real. Keep being genuine. Keep being honest. Keep showing up for yourself. It's going to work out for you. You're going to have abundance and prosperity and well-being. Just keep moving forward bit by bit and have the patience, because it's going to come into perfect divine timing and you are going to be blessed beyond anything you can imagine. That's the messaging that was coming in earlier for me. It's just yes, it's hard right now. Yes, it seems dark. Yes, it's not what you want, but in the end, you are going to be blessed beyond anything you can imagine. All the love and care and giving and nurturing and support and upliftment, all of that you have given out will be returned to you. The energy you put out comes back to you. You reap what you sow. Don't feel like it's gone to waste because it hasn't. So that's what the universe wants you to know. And I'm sending you so much love. Please take care. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm sending you the best wishes. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.